83 and sunny now. Looks like it's going to get up to about 101 by late afternoon in Louisville and 103 in E-Town. Not a cloud in sight, so get out those parasols. Ha ha! Major accident just ahead on Bardstown exit, so if you're headed out to work on 31, you are late, my friend. Sugar? That's what Yuri used to say. I had a dream about him last night. We were up on a roof, Ira and I and Charlie, eating a light supper. I was drinking sweet tea. Charlie was reading. We were surrounded by other houses, closely packed, huge sidewalks. It must have been a... what's that word? Closely packed, huge sidewalks. That's it, I'm sure. Below us, a group of people were gathered, standing quietly. A man was reading from a book. I asked Ira about the weather. Would it rain on Tuesday, or when would the sun set? Something like that. He wouldn't answer me. Charlie stood up, and Ira told him to watch his step, and then I remembered... I woke up before I could stop him. I always told him to test. Charlie was alone on that roof. I guess he was. He was so bright, his teacher said... What was the word? Apt. That's it. How could I forget? It wasn't his fault. It wasn't anyone's fault, Conway. That's what we mean when we say it's a shame. It wasn't anybody's fault, so it's a shame. Or that it was an accident. That's what we mean when we say it's an accident. That's what we mean when we say it. Yeah. Sure. Well, we have a mail order delivery today. Might be a long drive. I hope the truck can hold up. Long drive? What makes you think so? They sent it in by mail? That truck will outlive us all. They said they couldn't come in person. Maybe just a shut-in. I don't recognize the address. The order is all... I'm sure we can fill it. Not much left back there. It's all what? Guess that'll be the last. I guess it will be. The last act of Lizette's Antiques. The... what's the word? The death rattle. The finale. Maybe. No, that's not the word. I just need to think a bit. Man, did she want me to say really sad things? More coffee or something? I've had too much. Oh, more coffee or something. Or I've had too much. Okay. It'll come to you. Maybe. I'm not sure anymore. It seems inevitable there will start to be words that I lose forever. What are those boxes you set in the hallway? Of course. Cora should be here soon. Will you wait with me? Sure, Liz, I'll wait. There's your traffic and weather on the 5s. That's every 10 minutes. Brought to you by the Consolidated Power Company. Stick around for Old Kentucky Home with Kate, helping you turn your humble home into a mansion after this. Excuse me. Whoa. Yo, man. I feel like I can see the bones. What is that Ripnol, Doc? That's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. I think everything went well enough here that they'll only want to bill for... Oh, he's awake. How do you feel, old man? All fixed up? Truman says you might be a bit misty coming out of it. That's unlikely. Neripnol is quite powerful. In fact, many patients report a sensation of lost time. Do you feel like you've lost time? I feel fine. Good. How about that leg? How's your leg feeling? Yeah, that's the important part. Shifts his leg a bit in the chair, testing it. Well? This isn't my leg. It seems better, but it wasn't worth it. It was the heat. The shingles were cracked in the sun, and one of them slipped out from under his feet. Shingles? What are you talking about? Who slipped? Your thoughts and feeling are probably still a little nebulous from the Neripnol. That's totally normal. It'll pass. I wouldn't recommend driving, at least for another hour or so. Let's talk about a few things you should be aware of. Recovery, rehabilitation, and side effects. I should have plenty of resting time coming up soon. I'm used to a few side effects. How long am I going to be recovering? There'll just be side effects in the Ripnol mostly. The operation itself wasn't particularly remarkable. Typically, we see daydreaming, deja vu, pensiveness, fugue states, irregular perception of time. About 15% of patients report a generalized sensation of lateness. Nothing to be alarmed about, just keep it in mind. Best thing you can do is to keep clean and free of debris. Keep it clean and free of debris. What do I clean it with? Only clean your leg with a soft cloth moistened with water or alcohol. Alcohol. You'll definitely want to avoid abrasive agents like detergents or solvents. So do you have any questions? Anything about the bill that didn't make sense? I don't mean to rush you, but I have an early fishing trip. What are you fishing for? Just out on the lake. Stripers, maybe. Gotta keep those wrists and elbows limber, you know? Thanks for your help. Julian's outside. We can head back to your truck. Okay. So that was the introduction to Act 3. I learned about the guy. It seems like Ira's dead or gone. The kid slipped, fell, and died? I guess. And now I feel really bad about it, obviously. And I'm on a trip. And for some reason, I'm missing my leg. Like, my leg's really hurt. But now it's missing. Pretty much. And I got a ghost leg. It's weird. Alright, so now time for another break. I'll be right back. Let's see, we'll get something else that kind of fits where we're at. So far, this game has been intense, like trippy, very trippy. Really enjoyed it. Let's see. Let's just go back to who we were playing some Niels from. Just pick a different one for this break. Let's go to. Yeah, let's play this. All right, I'll be right back. All right. All right, I'm back. Let's get into Act 3. I don't remember if there was 4 or 5 acts. We'll see. Oh, it made me run over here. No, I want to talk to these guys first. Now I got a chirpy leg. How are the drugs treating you? I know what you mean, though. I guess I was muted a little bit. My folks had a oh wow, relationship with medicine. We almost never had a regular doctor or health insurance or anything like that. Our immigration staff was a mess for most of my childhood, so we only qualified for state programs in small patches before something or other would get contested. And we learned to just pile on dentist appointments and stuff in those short windows. If a cut got infected or migraines were too much to handle, my mom would talk to so and so who knows so and so, usually another minor, and end up with some pills. And instead of medical advice, every pill came with gossipy anecdotal warnings and superstitions, like all this lore that came with it. Like magic, dangerous, mysterious. Weaver's folks gonna help? Yeah, they had pretty good health care through the university for a while. A couple of times they'd swing something so I got a bit of whatever Weaver needed. In high school, Weaver got these pills to help her focus. She was so smart, but always going off in different directions, mind racing, like 5 conversations going on in her head at once, and you're lucky if even one of them is with someone in the room. You know. So she had these pills, and they seemed to help. I was struggling in school too, failing my history class. She offered to share these pills. Oh, sounds dangerous. I meant to say, did it help, but. Yeah, they seemed pretty harmless at first. I guess that's why I kept going with it. One day I was sitting on my bed, my notebook was open next to me on top of a textbook, and I was holding a pen in my hand. I remember this moment from several years before. It came up so suddenly, with such precision, I couldn't put it out of my mind. I felt I had to stay with it until I had recalled the whole thing perfectly. It was just a tiny nothing moment. My mom patching up the side of a bird cage, winding some spare wire around the frame to reinforce it. I was fixated on that image and that sound. The cage kind of bending and twanging as she worked on it, rapping and nodding, scraping copper. I just realized I still have my music playing. It fit so well, and then it was actually going along with the what I felt like was the pacing of that story, or maybe it was pacing the story for me. Scraping copper against paint like like bowing a rubber violin with a railroad tire. My parents came back from a triple shift and found me still sitting there on the edge of the bed, pen in my hand, delirious with thirst, patching that birdcage with a 1,000 yard stare. Hopefully, Twitch doesn't mute the VOD there, but if it did, then she's recalling a memory about um, her mom reinforcing a birdcage, and she was on pills, and she was just sitting on the edge of the bed when her parents came home. She was just sitting there. I didn't get the fact that she was writing it. It just sounds like she was sitting there staring into the past or staring into her memory. Guess the rain stopped. You get some rest back there? I don't feel much rest in myself. We'll get a break. Maybe tomorrow, huh? Wow, now I can run? Museum visitors. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day of the year except Labor Day. Last admission is at 4 p.m. daily. Damn. Try the door. Are you folks lost? And then what? Ben, you're being very uptight right now. To Emily, you're right. It's unlocked. I'm not sure it's finished in there, though. What's finished? Would it be better if it were finished? Can we be sure of that? Hush. I think I heard a voice. Maybe a security guard? I didn't hear anything. We're just too late. Let's come back tomorrow. Alright, let's go in. If everything's shut down, it'll be pretty boring. What? I said it'll be boring. No, we have flashlights. Look, if we visit by day, we see what they want us to see. If we visit by night, it's all up to us. Emily, Ben, and Bob argue about whether to enter the museum. You're just running around in circles. Why are you... Stop walking at me. How far can I run? I'm just gonna... What the... Now I'm controlling him? And he's walking back. Okay. So maybe I could bring him to the museum and see if he has a conversation with him. They're probably not there again. Those seemed like the three people that were playing cards at the gas station. Oh. Okay. So I gotta find somewhere where we both... I'm looking up at that light. Why am I looking at that light? Oh, the bird. I'm an idiot. That's what that is. Yeah, now they're gone. There's nothing over here. I guess let's go. So, what's the plan here? Head back to the Zero, I guess. We should try and get back in touch with that clerk. I could use a bite to eat. Oh, okay. You've been on the road a while. Well, there's an all-night convenience store not too far from here. Is that okay? Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay, we can take the 31 heading east. It's right before 65. Let's go. Yeah, we're ready to leave now. It was just before 65. Take the 31 heading east. Truck's engine sputters and dies as Conway guides it carefully off the road next to a fallen tree. Great. Act 3, Scene 2. A tree. Whoa. Oh, so this must be where that accident was? Nothing to be done? Just won't start up again. Damn, you had this truck long? Ira bought it used a ways back. Wait, is this why you always leave your truck running? Well, is up on the hill, so first time it's just died like this. Just superstitious. Right, any other quirks I should know about? Guess there's always two sides. Anyway, do you know this area? Anyone around here that could give us a hand? Like a road crew been out here. A road crew's been out here. Hey, we should call someone. Do you know a good towing company? I found this card for wreck recovery. I can't read the name or number on this flyer, but it looks like a picture of a tow truck. Yeah, let's do this one. Lucky Boot. All right, I'll give him a call. I hope I can get a signal out here. Yeah, okay. Let's just do this then. Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear. Hi, hello. We got an old, I want to say diesel old truck just stalled out. This is Lucky Boot Collision and Towing, right? A friend gave me your card. Open 23 hours a day. Yeah, that's why I'm calling. Exactly, that's all. That's okay. Look, we need to get back on the road here, and I'm sure you're busy too. Maudlin. I don't know what that means, but I accidentally clicked it. Are you? Is this a bad time? Pragmatic, meticulous, neighborly. We already ate. As soon as you can get out here, we're off 65 somewhere. Just kind of pulled up by this tree that fell over. Specific. Yeah, let's be very specific. That's actually a pretty accurate description of it, yeah. Hanging over the power line just like that. Did you see it go down? Okay, my pleasure. How long do you think you'll be? Hello? What the hell? That was the weirdest conversation moment I've ever had where you're not doing anything, you're just picking the emotion for the people on the other side. I think they're on their way. Guess we have some time to kill. Or the intention, the emotion and the intention of the person that's speaking. That's weird. We could look over the road map again. A pretty grim place to be stuck. I wonder what happened. To the tree, I mean. Maybe it was just old. You know what used to happen to old trees out in the forest? Wildfire would come through and clear them all out and made room for new trees. But then people built houses. We can't have fires going on all the time, so we just kept putting them out. And now we have all these old trees choking out the saplings. Starving the young trees for resources, just clinging on to life until snap. And then some road crew comes by and blasts the stump with dynamite. I think I'll take a look at that radio of yours. Maybe I can get it going again. No point just standing around. Alright. Let's go talk to Ezra. Are you bored? Are you? Yeah, most of the time. Let's play a game. How about 20 questions? Yeah, let's play 20. Okay. Ezra looks meaningfully at his shoes. Got it. Okay, guess. Oh, okay. Is it a bird? Is it alive? No. Can I see it with my eye? Yes. Would I recognize it if I saw it? Well, we put it together, and that takes a while, and then we break it apart right away. Put it together, and it takes a while, then we break it apart right away. No, it doesn't last more than a day. Not the way it really is. Did you make it yourself? Is it bigger than a dog? We put it together, but we didn't make it, no. Alright, that's all your questions. I think I got a few more. I wasn't counting, but I'm pretty sure that was 20. Is it a jigsaw puzzle? Is it a nest? Is it a game of chess? Yeah, it's a puzzle. Julian found it at the bus station. It's a picture of a spooky underground lake. There aren't any boats, but some pieces are missing, so maybe that's where the boats are. What's up, Homer? I wish Julian wasn't so busy right now. Oh, Ezra's talking to him. He's got a lot of houses to carry still. He can handle it on his own. It's interesting little three-phrase development there. How's it looking? That thing's been broken for years. How's it looking? The leads are badly corroded, but I'm making progress. That's what I like about working on electronics. It gets easier as you go on. Or you just get used to it. Almost there. Oh. Okay. Where are we staying tonight? Harry Esperanza's 4-star broom closet experience. Maybe it'd be nice to stay outside one of these nights. Power down, just enough to rest, but keep an eye on the stars. Be there when the birds come up. I'm a real romantic, lucky me. How far out are we? I don't know, 20 minutes? Damn. Harry's not going to be happy. You know he doesn't like me anyway. You know he doesn't like me anyway. I'll tell him you had to get that drain pipe on tape. I'll tell him about the frog. Oh, yeah. Oh, he wouldn't appreciate it. But man, the way those raindrops boom down that thing, I got at least 30 minutes of it. Hey, yeah, didn't you play this record? Didn't you play on this record? Yeah, Dee, that guy was out of control. We should do a set with him. Okay. Aw. What time is it? You've got a timing circuit? Yeah, but yours is more accurate. Harry's gonna flip out. That old man was born flipped. Relax, Cricket. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm being uptight. Just play that keyboard. I'll figure out the rest. I'll make sure Harry pays up. I have a way with him. I know. What the heck was that? Okay. They just rode by us. They had a kid with them. An audience for your recordings. I'm sure he's in good hands. I bet he'd be into it. It could be like a game. I'll play him a turkey call at half speed and make him guess what kind of animal it is. Fine, fine. You can make a friend brief fly. Gotta keep moving, Cricket. Should we? You're the best. And hey, maybe if they're not busy, they can fill some seats at the gig. You know, if no one's there, Harry will try and bilk us. Was that him? Who? That was a motorcycle. Lucky Boot has a big truck. I bet they're getting chased by something. Maybe they just have somewhere important to be. Definitely getting chased by something. Okay. Stay here. Careful, he's wicked with strangers. Ha, you. You're that cricket? We didn't have to stop. Oh, why'd we stop? That's a good question. These folks seem to have a certain handle on the situation. So, sure, something like that. Listen, we've got 2 questions for you folks. What kind of people do you take us for? I mean, how do we strike you? Probably from space. I always said you fell from heaven, man. Otherworldly. It's unmistakable. Now, here's another question for you. Do you like music? Do you like music? Beautiful stuff. Sometimes I like to leave the radio dialed between stations. I don't like music, but I do like sounds. Of course you do. Say, they should come to our gig. What an idea. Well, we're waiting for a tow. A tow? I won't hear about it. This time of night, you'll be kicking your heels till dawn. We'll fix your truck right up. Me and Johnny are a couple of regular gearheads. Why, I just put a new cylinder block in this baby here. The weird vector, the sloth on wheels, the vicious cycle. Yeah. The vicious cycle, okay. That's what we call our bike. We call it the vicious cycle. Pretty tough, huh? We'll get you fixed up right quick, so you can come to the gig. See, we have a regular booking tonight, and, well, we're running late. Very late. That's what I told him. Now the old man who runs... that's what I told him. Now the old man who runs this venue, Harry Esperanza, is a notorious withholder. And if we don't get a few bodies in the crowd, well, he'll go all penny pinching on us. Just a short set. We only have 1 song prepared. You'll come to the gig, won't you? Sure. Of course they will. Can you believe we almost didn't stop? Hungry, old man? I think I got a crust in the sidecar here. But you having a kid and all. Well, it's all said and done. We stopped. That's all that matters. Our gig's at an old tavern called the Lower Depths. It's over there by old Charlie Moran Highway. Just east off 65. East off 65. We usually take a right off the interstate around the arcade. Johnny likes the arcade. That place, I just put fresh batteries in my field recorder. Now let's see about that truck of yours. I feel certain we can get it running. Just east off 65. No. Is there a certain number? What the heck? What the heck? Sounds like what the static was on the TV. I mean, I guess it would, right? Tiny booth in the middle of the lot. Just use pump chip paint. The light booth is on. The inside of the booth is big enough for a card table, 2 chairs, and a few plastic crates filled with snacks and warm Coke. Knock on the window. One of the men waves brusquely in Conway's general direction and returns his focus to the game. Should we interrupt a card game? Finds a sliding service window on the far side of the booth. It's the kind of service window that can slide in and out of the booth without allowing anyone to reach in and make a grab for the register. One of the men sends his partner an exasperated glance, then returns his attention to the game. One of the men lets out a vexed sigh without standing or turning his eyes away from the game. He reaches into a plastic crate, retrieves a small blue bag, pushing it through the service window. Chips or something. The bag is illustrated with a cartoon drawing of an avocado, but the nutritional data suggests it's pretty sugary. The expiration date has been worn away. Okay, here we are. She said I like to tune between stations, so I was trying to tune in between 2 of those stations, but let's just go with the story. Let's talk to the doggy. Doesn't feel right. It feels dead here, like a deep pit. If I'm really up here or still down below. The lower depths. Kind of late. Are you sure they're open? Sure, they're open. This is one of those places. Let's head on in. Yeah, let's head on in. Hard times served. We are not saints, but we've kept our appointment. How many people can boast that much? Boast as much. That's lovely, man. Who said it? A poet. The old blind guy? Ma'am, I hate to say it, but the cupboard is bare. Have some vision, Cricket. We got 1, 2, 4 patrons. Harry doesn't count. Well, we've done more with less. What kind of music do you play? It's like the Serrano Cole meets Ike Towner, but with a woman lead, and the keyboards are kind of ambient whisper wave. A little bit more reverb. There's some Dolly Crown in there too, like the early stuff before she joined the Sheet Swingers. Better drum programming though. Whisper wave, got it. I think he gets it, man. Oh, he gets it. A rough brick between 2 pieces of stale bread sits in the center of the table, surrounded by undisturbed dust. Eating bricks. A bulky set of black goggles sits on the edge of the table next to an ashtray, a newspaper, and a few empty glasses. Huh. I guess, I don't know. Can I tell you a horrible secret? I never wear eye protection in the shop. It's dangerous, I know. But I'm always looking back and forth between my oscilloscope to whatever I'm working on. And the scope has this peculiar sound... Peculiar? Man, I hate that word. Kind of hard-boarded glow that I just... Peculiar. Well, I've never found a pair of goggles or glasses that doesn't smear out that glow. At best, the lens softens everything so you can't quite find the edges. All I'm pouring tonight is Hard Times whiskey. Sure, I'll have a whiskey. Coffee. Right, old man? And I'll have a Coke. No Coke, no coffee. Hard Times whiskey. Forget it. Say, shut the GD door, would you? I can't afford to run the AC all night. Sorry, Harry. Oh, it's you two. Where have you been? Never mind. Listen, I can't keep this place open through small hours of the night just waiting for musicians. Yeah, kinda. How about some music? There's nobody here to listen to it. I can't pay for... We brought some people, Harry. A crowd is forming. Yeah, but also I... couldn't you use a break, Harry? Been on my feet all day. But I... Ezra flips eagerly through the jukebox catalog of songs. What do you think? I don't know how to play this game. How's it looking out there? How y'all feeling tonight? Can we get a bit more reverb in the monitors? Harry adjusts the soundboard behind the bar. How's that? Test, test, 1, 1, 1, 3, 50, lamentation. Sounds good. How's everybody doing? Anybody had a real bad night? How about you, old man? Yeah, real bad. We'll try not to make it too much worse. This is a song I heard in a tavern many years ago at an open mic night. Me and Johnny were out just riding around, you know. You like to just drive around, old man? Of course you do. So we were riding around and we passed this gaudy old tavern. I mean, it was a real dive. Busted up facade. Facade. Weeds in the parking lot. Taps all dry. Bats in the bar room. Isn't it Belfry? I guess bats in the bar room because it's a bar where the open mic is. Whatever. And run by this creaky bag of bones. Looked like the only thing keeping him awake was the fear of death. So glad to be back here at the lower depths. Hey now. So we stopped for an early drink and there was a lady singing right here on stage. And the song she sang, well, it stuck with us and now it's a regular part of our repertoire. Repertoire. Never got that lady's name, but she seemed like a sweet gal, and she had a voice like Scotch whiskey, and we just hope we do her song justice. So here it is, Too Late to Love You. Wow, okay. Man, this soundtrack has been so good. I wish we'd met before. hurt you left behind. Guitar solo. After years, I know that I'm bound to my fate. Some backup vocals now? Really blew the roof off that place. Oh, okay. He's just looking down. I was like, wow, he does not look the same. Well, I hope you liked it. I've heard it before. I don't doubt that. You look like you've spent an evening or two in a grimy old tavern. Listen, we appreciate you folks sticking around for the show. There's nothing more wretched than playing sad songs to an empty room. We've just got to get our fee from Harry, and then we'll get you two headed to the Zero. I don't remember mentioning the Zero to them. I kind of skipped around it, didn't I? How did they know I was going to the Zero? Did we mention that earlier? Did we? Well, Harry, I think that went pretty well. I'd say the crowd was into it, reverential. Yeah, I guess that's wrapped. Hmm. I guess the usual fee is about right, and we'll let you get back to your business. Well, that's just the. Damn it! I was trying to tell you to. I can't pay. They cleaned me out. I've got nothing but a GDIOU from the distillery. Distillery. An IOU. Yeah, I traded them some. I traded them for some whiskey, and I guess I had some surplus credit, so I got this note to get some more from them later on. Must have been a hell of a trade. I had to. Got to keep this place open somehow. God damn it. Oh man. Watch your language, Harry. Could you pay them with your IOU? Well, very contemporary, very astute. How about it, Harry? Let's push some paper around. Well, it's just, I can collect on it here when they bring more whiskey up, but for you to cash in, you'd have to go down to, you know, down to the distillery, down to hard times. And you gotta take the zero. So that's what we'll do. How do we get there? Are you folks sure you want to head down there? I've never been myself, but I hear people hear things. It's where we gotta go. Do you know another way to Dogwood Drive? Dogwood? Got a letter, do you? I got a stack of them. Well, okay. Sounds like the zero is your only course now. Harry, you're all right. If only. You got a radio in your car? Yep. Well, here's what you gotta do. Take a left out of the parking lot and then just fiddle around on your dial until you hear something familiar, but... I mean, familiar but strange. You know the feeling? Like, I used to go hunt with my uncle out in the mountains, and now I watch these nature programs. They're filmed in the mountains, and there's the deer, and I know all the plants and every kind of tree, but something just doesn't look right. And it's even stranger for being so close to familiar. Something like that, you'll know it when you hear it. Fix that strange but familiar station on your dial, drive for a bit, and then turn around when the station cuts out. I mean, right then. Hope you folks find what you're looking for, eventually. Always a pleasure, Harry. Is it? Okay. Station doesn't quite match that bartender's description. Definitely weird, though. Let's keep scanning. He said we'd know it when we hear it. I think it was that noise on the lower stations. What's this station? I've never heard this before. It sounds like horses. A horse running? A race? Lizette and Ira had some horses years back. Yeah? I've always been a little afraid of them. They're so big and I don't know. You look in their eyes and they're almost human. Like they're human and animal at the same time since they've been domesticated so long, I guess. Well, that fits familiar but strange for me. Harry said we just drive until it cuts out. Drive which way? Oh, just drive for a while. Okay. And now there's horses.